if you're trying to get into cloud engineering, a discipline in cloud engineering focus, cloud developer, cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, SRE, things like that, but you don't want to code, if your mindset is like, I want to get into cloud engineering, but I don't want to code, it's not going to work out for you. Take a look at the market. This past year, 2 years, we've seen a significant amount of people laid off that have programming skills that are pivoting into cloud, or maybe they're going to keep looking for software dev type roles, but pivoting into cloud, and they have a skill that you don't. So when it comes to someone going, some are hiring, they're like, oh, this person can do this and they can program. Come on. But the reality also is that if you can program, you don't have to sit around and wait for anyone to build something and then you go and figure out the cloud infrastructure around it. You can go and build it and then, deploy it to a serverless function, deploy it to a container, deploy it to an app service, learn about all these different types of cloud deployment options that are available. Break it apart, turn it into multiple services, put it into multiple containers, slap some Kubernetes on top of it. You don't have to wait for this application to exist and then you can go and do it. You can just create it on your own. You don't have to make the next Instagram or the best looking web application. No, but just something that works, has the basic functionality, and go and be able to put it onto the cloud. And back when I was a sysadmin, 2017, I was at a company that had a bunch of .NET developers. And I had the basics of programming because I had taken, out of the 2 semesters that I was in college, one I had taken an intro to programming, and I got my foundational there. I could end up building a to-do app. And once I got into the sysadmin gig, I started watching a bunch of .NET tutorials on YouTube and reading books and documentation and stuff like that. And then ever since then, I've just always kept programming. Always. And now, I can pretty much build anything that I need in order to get hands-on with those cloud services that I want. So as an example, I just recorded an hour and a half video that's going to be live next week on my channel. And we're building an application that uses some cloud AI services to analyze an image or to generate a image from a prompt. And it doesn't look the best, but it works. But more importantly, I wanted to get hands-on with all these AI services. And I didn't want to sit around and wait for this program for someone else to create it and then I can go and work with it. I just built it. And I think that is the most important thing. For people who are trying to break in, you need to build things on the side. And when you are already in, you want to keep your skills sharp, learn something new, you need to build things on the side as well. And just knowing how to program makes it just that much easier. Again, you don't need to know how to make the best looking applications. You're not a front-end developer. You don't need to make the next Instagram or anything like that, but just something that gets the foundations going and something that you can go and then work and deploy it into the cloud and apply all the DevOps practices that you need. That's kind of what you're looking for. We're in a new sort of wave now, right? So the same way that the cloud created a significant amount of abstraction on top of networking, in order for you to go and interact with servers, you're doing it via code, right? You're doing it via CLIs. It used to be physical servers, you're racking them, and then the interaction would be kind of in person and physical. But now cloud has created an abstraction where the way you talk to servers is through code, SDKs, CLIs, or maybe you're clicking around in the portal in the console, but we all know that in terms of production, that's not very time efficient. Cloud has done that with data. Cloud is now doing that with AI. Yes, there's still ways of creating your own models and training your own models, but for a lot of applications and projects and things that customers and clients are looking for, interactions with these AI services that are in the cloud are it's exposed via an API. You got to work with them with code. And that's enabling a lot of new solutions to be built and things like that. But if you're going to sort of miss out if you can't interact with them. And then cloud is going to continue to create those abstractions on top of a bunch of other things that come along. And you're better off just implementing, building these things with some programming. Low code, no code solutions are out there 100%, but they're still a little niche. And for someone looking to break into the field the next year, 2 years or so, programming is the way to go. Again, you don't have to become a web developer, a front-end developer, full stack developer, nothing like that. But being able to build your own things, it's going to give you the edge, 100%. Now, in terms of what to learn, I think you can't go wrong with Python, JavaScript, or .NET. They're pretty big and pretty used. Java, Go are great options as well. Just pick one and then go and build things like build web applications, go build a to-do app, go build a weather app that actually has a UI, and go and deploy that to a serverless function, to containers, to an app service, all that good stuff, right? Yeah, don't avoid it. And I'll have a 1 hour project coming out next week, and that could potentially be your first web application if you want. Yeah, go learn how to code. All right, I'll see you in the next video.